Hey crew, I've got the key to this 25 BMW X5 M Competition. And this week, we're gonna see what it's like to live with. Starting with the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19 and a half feet long. It's not a big driveway. The X5M is parked a few inches in from the edge, sitting next to a new Nissan Leaf that my wife is reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She parked that one better than I did, just about an inch in from the edge. And with that spacing, there is plenty of room to walk between the vehicles. We could wheel a wagon or double stroller through for kiddos as well. The front end of the X5 is just back from the gutter at the head of my driveway, and at the back there's still room to walk in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. When first hopping in with the key fob on me, there is a proximity lock and unlock feature, so you just approach the car and it would unlock for you in theory. I turned that off very quickly though because it got real irritating having it lock and chirp at me every time I went in and out of my house to get something. So now I just put my hand on the front two door handles. That will unlock all four doors. This is the first defined notch of door opening my GoPro accessory case has come out of its door pocket hole. There we go. And now this is the second defined notch of opening, still not touching the Leaf, and I've got a great air access point to this cabin. Stepping inside at 6 feet tall, I just slide my leg over the higher side bolster and I make almost a horizontal move into this cabin. Closing up that door, not too hard because there is the soft close feature. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the 25 X5M Comp. In this video, I want to see what the Top Dog M treatment does to the X5 in terms of livability. Let's begin by firing it up. A slight delay before the twin-turbo V8 roars to life, and let's hear that idle from outside. I should note that I have the exhaust baffles open here, but I could close them up hitting that button. And it won't really change the initial idle, but then when it settles down, it's a deep bass tone, but it's not so bad that I think you would really upset your neighborhood if you had to start early in the morning or you came back late at night. I also wanted to mention I've got curb ramps set up here for clearance of that gutter, but for the X5, that's obviously not going to be a concern. Just before I hit the road here, I want to show you where I would place the items I bring with me every day, like my iPhone 17 Pro, which is sitting on this wireless charging pad, hidden underneath this carbon fiber sill, and then inside the console, there's a good amount of room. I fit my Ray-Ban Meta sunglass case, got a protein bar, my Slimline wallet, and regular sunglasses. Now, the problem is this is not felt lined and there isn't dedicated sunglass storage, so I have to worry about those lenses and them getting scratched up. I do have my 32-ounce water bottle inside the door pocket. That's nice and large. And then you did see my GoPro accessory case snuck in behind that. So I found a good place for everything I would need to bring with me. Now let's hit the road. Moving the gear selector over into drive. The parking brake has automatically been released, but it does have auto hold turned on. You can turn that off here. And so me taking my foot off the brake, I won't just roll forward. I have to overcome the auto hold to then go over the gutter, make sure I'm clear, and I'm easily going to make it past my neighbor's basketball hoops on my way out. Today's mission, should you choose to accept it. Actually, you can't, because I'm gonna go get coffee and you're watching me, so we are gonna get coffee. Unless you turn off the video. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Continue watching. Anyway, I am going to enjoy certain comforts like seat heating or ventilation, depending on the temperature, and steering wheel heating, which I turn on all the time. Though it's only on or off in the X5M Comp, it's not stages of heating, so it does get hot after a while, and I wish I could have it on a low level all the time. I am glad that there is massaging that happens at 3 levels of intensity. Obviously, I'm going for number 3. And there are, whoa, bring that back, please, too quick. Different options of massage. I'm going for whole body activation. I want the whole darn thing activated and relaxtivated. didn't work. The massage is good. The seat itself is also ergonomic and has a variety of adjustments you can make to it, including the side bolster, so I can have them come in, give me a little squeeze. And the thigh extender moves out to support the underside of my legs. The padding is cushy enough. It just feels good. And with all the tilt and telescoping you can do to the wheel and adjust the door mirrors and save everything into one of your memory presets here, you hop right in, and for me at 6 feet tall, I've got an excellent posture to drive. But the comfort journey doesn't end there, unfortunately, because while I have the engine in its efficient setting, and so therefore the throttle response is mellow, but you got 617 horsepower, so it does get you moving. The ride from these adaptive dampers is imperfect. I have it set to the comfort setting, and yet I feel all of the imperfections in the road. They're not necessarily rough in the way they're transferred to my body. They are rough in tonal quality, though. I hear absolutely everything, and it makes my brain say, you're being punished. In reality, it's just disruptive. So I wish I was a little more separated from the texture of the road, but the reality is I know precisely what's going on all the time. And while that will certainly be desirable when performance is called for, when daily driving is the task, it's not as ideal. On the bright side, if you're looking to mellow out from the twin-turbo V8, it doesn't make a whole lot of fanfare around town with the baffles closed up, and then the start-stop system is extra smooth thanks to the 48-volt mild hybrid system, so it can keep the accessory functions like the AC going without the engine needing to be on. And then just getting around town, it gap fills torque when you're first accelerating, so it stays smooth, but it stays urgent. Then, as I mentioned, you do have that auto hold function, so I can just take my foot off the brake when I'm sitting here at a light, and we're not gonna roll anywhere. And just like that, I've made it to the coffee shop du jour, Hidden House, which means it's time to park this bad boy. And of course, I'm going to choose a space right next to an 80 series Land Cruiser, which reminds me of my cruiser, and I will also, of course, back it in. So let me pull over here, pull the gear selector over and up into reverse. That prompts a high-res camera system. We've got trajectory lines, we've got the bird's eye view. There are 3D angles to choose from as well, but I don't need those at all right now. I am going to negotiate back into the spot, and parking sensors are going to alert me to my proximity to things around and tell me when it's time to stop. So, let's get some job. All right, I've got my iced decaf coffee, because it's all I can drink, and a regular hot coffee for my lovely bride. Now, before I hop back in the X5, I wanted to share my thoughts on the styling, which is pretty extreme in this Isle of Man green. It's a no-cost color, it gets a ton of attention, and I'm actually really into it. I think it pairs nicely with the gloss black accents, the door mirrors and the grille and the bumper with all that ventilation and the corner vents there. You've also, at the side, got these 21-inch front and 22-inch rear wheels with the multi-spoke. It's offset by the red-painted brake calipers, 6 pistons up front. There's an X5 M badge there. You've got a lower valence for ground effects, gloss black around the windows, a roof-mounted spoiler, and then this big gloss black diffuser with 4 quad exit exhausts also blacked out. It's pumped up, it's muscle bound, but especially in this color, it just looks fun. Now, back inside the cabin where we have these Sakhir orange, it's like a red-orange leather seats, I'm not sure if the green and red is a combo I could deal with every day, but you let me know in the comments, do you like the green and red or is it too much? Something I definitely can get behind is the executive package, which when I turn on the car, I'm gonna show you what it's gonna give me. Heated and cooled cup holders. So I have my iced coffee over here, and I'm going to cool that cup holder, but my hot coffee on this side, and I'm going to heat that one. These are gonna keep the temps perfect, so when I see Mobile Mama, she's still gonna have a piping hot cup of coffee, and I get to keep my iced coffee nice and cool. Today, I'm going to uncork some of that M goodness, starting with a real-world 0 to 60 test. I've got my race box set up here to record. I'm moving the M mode into sport. Then from the setup screen, I would need to put the engine in Sport Plus and the all-wheel drive system into four-wheel drive Sport, which is more rear biased, and I'd need to put the traction control into dynamic, but I have all of that programmed into my M1 control. So hit that to confirm, foot is on the brake, pin the throttle for launch, it's active, building, letting go. Oh my gosh. Good heavens. And there's 60 in 3.57 seconds? That's so quick, yet so high off the ground. Wow, a 3.5 second run to 60 in a family SUV is just absurd. But I feel like we've become a little disenchanted with rapid acceleration thanks to EVs. So what's more impressive to me is how this 5,500 pound vehicle dances through curves. The control, the feedback through the wheel, the way it rockets out of corners, and the sound of that twin-turbo V8. It's incredible. The excitement I feel ripping the X5 M Comp through a canyon road mirrors that of a, well, perhaps low-level sports car. Because you're still aware of the higher center of gravity. It doesn't completely mask its weight, but it does an incredible job subduing those details as components of performance. Snack break needed. Crazy. Back to it. What a lively, animated driving experience. And the 8-speed automatic was doing a fine job on its own, holding on to gears, shifting at the right time. But I'm in manual mode now, because I wanted to play with these large carbon fiber faced paddles, and the haste at which it changes gear when you activate them is considerable. But the action isn't all that satisfying. It's a very muted engagement. But that doesn't do much to detract from the profundity of the X5 M Comp's driving pleasure. What a machine. That right there may very well have completely compensated for the kind of loud and a little bumpy ride. As long as you were committed to doing that with some regularity to legitimize the M decision. And I would love to continue to research this vehicle on some canyon roads, but I have a lunch date with my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Miles.
Welcome to the BMW X5 M Competition. We're gonna go get lunch.
All right.
And
it's fun to be here.
Yeah, and well, okay, how fun is it to be here? Because I know you're a Cayenne gal.
Yes.
So how do you feel about the X5, perhaps relative to a Cayenne?
Well, you know, I'm a BMW enthusiast.
You are.
So, you know, for the brand,
yes,
as a whole.
As a refresher, Mom had an E46 330i and she had an E60 550i.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. And loved both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The little guy especially.
Oh, wait. I also forgot you had the E36 M3.
That's right.
Yes, okay, so she's had an M2. In this video, just for your knowledge, I'm talking about the M experience.
Yes.
And whether it's like too much that you're sacrificing in terms of comfort and quiet relative to just a regular X5 versus how much you gain in terms of performance and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I would never think of an M being a sacrifice on any level.
There you go. Spoken
Really.
like a true enthusiast.
Really. I mean, it's just all frosting and gravy.
Yes.
And good stuff.
And twin turbo V8 roar.
Yes.
Speaking of, would you like to dabble a bit in the performance?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Oh, yes. Wow. What a great note.
Yes, it is. And it absolutely kicks, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, nothing holding you back here.
Nope. Little bit of open road, a lot of V8s. Beyond that bit of excitement, how do you feel about the look outside and in of this X5 M Competition?
the first thing that strikes you, of course, is the Kelly green,
Yeah.
which just is like calling out for St. Patrick's Day to be celebrated every day.
Yeah.
The interior, though, I'm a little mystified by the choice of this really nice rust color, but it's not a color combination I would choose, I don't think.
Yes. It borders on Christmas combo.
A bit,
Yeah.
just a bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I said the same thing. I said, I'm really into the green. The green is very cool.
Yes.
Gets a lot of attention, and not just for being, ostentatious. I think it actually is a cool color. But then you go inside and it's like, wow, I've already been overstimulated.
Yes.
Can we please tone it
Tone
down
this
a little
down.
bit? The seats, are they comfortable for you?
Oh, yes. Yes. No, I noticed as soon as I got in, it's got a nice gentle bolster. It's not hard to get in over it.
Yes.
So it's not too high. And I would say I'm an average person, so it fits nicely.
I'd say you're an above average personality.
Spoken like a true good son.
And-
I would say I like the interior.
Now, one issue I sort of raised early on in my driving experience was the ride compliance. But what do you think?
It didn't seem noticeable to me. I mean, you feel the suspension stiffness because of the platform that this is built on.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
the
think
M-tuning.
I don't think it's a fault necessarily.
It's just something you come in expecting.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm buying the M. I want it to feel a little more tense.
Yes, or road connection. I mean, as long as you've got a cover on your coffee, you're okay.
Yeah, that's true. So it wouldn't be tedious to you day in and day out to deal with this.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like an active driving experience anyway.
Yep.
So this would not be off-putting to me at all.
Yet again, Mom the enthusiast shines through.
No, just the frequency.
Oh, it's
not
fast.
Like blink, 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 blink.
Oh.
It's double fast.
We're pausing our conversation for practical matters like turn signal rate and also turning radius. I've not shown this yet. Wheel fully turned. And that is a great turning circle.
Wonderful.
The rear wheel steering comes in so handy for that. Okay, wait, this is something else to do. If someone were to cut us off or just
Okay.
drive recklessly on the road and we were gonna use our horn, what would they hear?
Oh, that's authoritative.
It is.
I like that.
You like it? It's interesting. I think it has a twinge of whine at the end there. That I've just listened to
like
way too many horns.
horn.
I'm like horn.
Horn?
We're in our final stretch to lunch, so I'm gonna do a launch.
Oh! Okay, without warning, you could get a concussion from
Sorry
that.
for the potential whiplash. I should have prefaced. We're gonna do a launch, Mom.
I thought you said lunch.
Yes.
You said launch.
Yes, it is both
Lunch.
a launch
and lunch.
to lunch.
Well, as long as we're launching before lunch,
Yes.
afterwards we might be
A launch
launching our
after lunch may have a very different response. And we have just about made it to Urban Plates where we are going to have lunch. But before we park and go inside, what do you think the price is on this X5 M Comp?
Well, I'm confident it's over 100.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with, I like 148.
Ooh, 148 is a very good guess. You're only off by a couple $1,000s actually.
Okay.
It's like 141 grand as tested.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
I think is a fair price. It's a lot of money, but I think it's a fair price for what you get in terms of performance and the leathers and the carbon fiber and all the features. Especially
I agree.
Yeah, because I was just driving an Audi RS Q8 and that was $160,000.
Okay.
That I felt like was a little too much money because they need some updates to the interior. I feel like this totally brings it in all areas for that amount of money.
I don't disagree.
All right, this looks pretty good. I got the chicken fingers. What'd you get?
I got the grilled salmon, and the French fries look amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a kid again. Me getting chicken fingers and you getting an adult food like salmon. Now let's dive into the practicality with a trip here to Costco to benefit the charity Families Forward. Oh, it's getting toasty out here. I'd better use remote start to cool off that cabin before I begin to attempt to load up this extra large Costco run. I do love this split folding tailgate because when the bottom piece is up like this, I can more easily access the back of the trunk. It's all layering in quite nicely so far. In the game of Tetris, I play to win, and so far the X5 is making it pretty easy. Everything must find its place. I think I can be proud of this. Almost. It's gonna be maxed out, but while maintaining rearward visibility, it all fits. Whee! So after returning my cart like a responsible shopper, I can confirm that the BMW X5 M Competition is Costco approved. And even though my Costco parking lot is pretty chill, some are really not. So you might be nervous backing out with people really close to you or just impatiently waiting. The X5 M Comp does have a feature for that though. It's backup assist, where I just have to work the throttle and brake to control the speed at which I back up, but the steering is all handled by the X5. So it's gonna pull me out along the same trajectory I used to get into this space, so you know it does work. And then when you're done, you just go into drive and you avoid the F-250. To drop these goods off at Families Ford, I am gonna be on the highway for a while, and we know the X5 M Comp has the passing power to get where you want to be, the lane of your choosing, but we don't know yet how loud it would be as a commuter, so let's listen in. Well, wind noise doesn't seem to be a problem, but there is a fair amount of road noise and tire hum. Not awful, but it's louder than I would expect for a luxury vehicle, especially one costing as much as this one does. But is there a way to block out that outside noise? Well, this X5 has the optional Bowers & Wilkins sound system, and we're gonna hear that, and not the motorcycles, hopefully, via the wireless Apple CarPlay. And to access the iDrive system, it's really very intuitive. The screen is super sharp, it's responsive, and if you don't want to touch it, you can use the controller down here to scroll and use hotkeys to your liking. I like the redundancy, and so let's pull up CarPlay, which takes over the whole screen, and clue up what I'm looking for here. Then using the physical volume knob, turn up to, looks to be about 50, 60-ish% right there. Okay, well, I will say this. I didn't need really any more volume than half to slightly past halfway of peak output to completely block out the outside noises. And I felt like the tonal range had a good balance to it. The highs, mids, and lows were well enough defined. And I doubt, just based on that clarity, that as I turned up the dial, there would be much in the way of distortion. This is a really high-end sound system. So volume on the highway kind of nets out, but there's more good stuff as a commuter because you have adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. So while it isn't fully hands-free highway driving, it will help you maintain the center of the lane without ping-ponging back and forth. And it's going to work the throttle or brake so you don't have to, maintaining the gap to the vehicle in front of you. It really helps reduce fatigue whether you're on that long highway drive and you're moving at a good clip like this, or especially so when you're in traffic, because then traffic jam assist takes over and then it is hands-free. It's about time to refuel this 18.2 gallon tank, and the X5 M Comp is EPA rated at just 13 mpg. Ooh. Nice F87 Generation M2 comp right there. Anyway, 13 mpg in the city, 18 on the highway, and 15 combined. If I saw that 15 combined, I'd have a fuel range of about 275 miles. During my time with the X5 M Comp, I've actually averaged just a bit under 16 miles per gallon though. And at current fuel prices of $5.19 for the required 91 octane gas, it's gonna cost me about 94 bucks to fill this tank. And there isn't capless fueling, so I have to work just a little bit harder. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered how the M treatment would affect the X5 as a daily driver. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I have singled out a few compromises, but even more wins for this hot-blooded SUV. Perhaps the biggest drawbacks are ride quality and volume, because the sport-tuned adaptive dampers transmute road texture, which is great for canyon carving, but not so great for city commuting. Then again, my car enthusiast mom didn't seem to mind, so maybe I'm just overblowing it. Road noise is also more pronounced even on highway drives than one might expect for $140,000 as tested. Then there's the fuel economy. I mean, predictably, the 617 horsepower V8 guzzles gas the moment you tap into the performance. These points aside, the X5 M Comp is loaded with features. It's got big curb appeal, and it is a thrill to exercise. The perks are definitely worth upgrading an X5 to an M. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.